I have to say goodbye, and it's not what you think. There are two things that I want to improve in my life, and it's in the personal side as well as the financial and business side of my life. Regarding my personal life, I need to lose weight, specifically my visceral fat. So during my annual physical, we always do blood work, and everything on my blood work was good except for my lipid panel. These are the results. So I don't know if you can see that too well, but HDL is high, and that's your good cholesterol. My LDL is super high, that's your bad cholesterol, and then my overall cholesterol is high. Now, unfortunately, the timing of this test couldn't have been any worse because every year on my birthday, I tend to eat all of the crappy foods that I don't normally eat. So I'm having like Totino's pizza and Safeway Chinese food. All the bad stuff I avoid, I consume. And so that may throw off some of the results, but I'm not going to blame those bad decisions on the fact that my levels are high. I looked at the previous year's trend and I've trended higher in all those areas. So it may be more on the genetic side, but I know I could help myself out by reducing my saturated fat and my trans fat. Now, I was doing things that I thought was good for my body. I've been working out more, and I know that protein helps to restore and recover your muscles. So I've been increasing my protein, but nobody told me about the different kinds of protein and how there's more saturated fat in some proteins than others. Now, I've heard of lean meat before, but I literally thought is just like is the way you cut it or something. I didn't know that it had anything to do with saturated fat. So red meat is the biggest culprit of saturated fat. I get these Angus beef patties at Costco because it's an easy dinner for everybody. We just cook up some fries, have burgers. I was making double cheeseburgers with these things. The saturated fat on one of these guys is 10 grams. I think the limit is 20 grams per day for a normal person, or maybe it's 15, but I was starting at 15 grams of saturated fat and then working down to no more than 13 grams of saturated fat. But two of these puts you at 20. Why does cheese have so much saturated fat? I was putting 2 slices of cheese on that thing, so that's like 3.5 grams each. And then with the patties, and then I'm also maybe putting some butter on the buns and then doing a nice grill so you can get that nice crust on the bun. And then veggies don't count for anything. But I also would put some egg on that or some avocado on that. And I'm just racking up saturated fats. And I'm thinking, this is delicious. Meanwhile, everything on the inside of my body is like, please stop. What are you doing to us? I'm in a position in my life where I have to really look and examine at everything that I'm eating now because I want to complete this goal for myself. And speaking of peanuts, why do peanuts have so much saturated fat, or walnuts, legumes, if you will? The serving size for the legumes are like 5 pieces, but the saturated fat is like 2 grams, and it's not fair. The sad part is you're trying to do something that's good for you by increasing your protein, increasing your workouts, but then you also don't realize that it may be damaging some other part of you. So I have the body type where all my fat goes to my thighs and my midsection, so my belly. So I have a lot of visceral fat. And another thing to combat the visceral fat is reducing saturated and trans fat. So I'm working out at the gym more, I'm swimming, I'm doing more exercises so that I can lose weight. So hopefully my bad cholesterol lowers, my overall cholesterol levels lower, and I can be a healthier version of me moving forward. For finance and business, I want to specifically focus on this channel. In the content creator space, there's a term known as blue ocean content, and it is where there's nobody doing what you're doing. So you have a particular niche that you're interested in, and nobody has that same kind of thing that you're talking about. I'm in the personal finance niche for this channel, and it is red ocean because there are so many other people who are currently doing personal finance stuff, and they have a lot more subscribers than me, and yada, yada, yada. So you shouldn't not do something just because somebody else is already doing it, but you can increase your chances in being successful if you deliver it in a different style, or you deliver it in a different format, or you combine it with something else. So I'm moving this channel from general personal finance and documenting my wealth building journey and moving it to a wealth building platform for teachers to grow their wealth and retire early, because teachers have access to a lot of different platforms, discounts, etc., that you might not even know about. And I want my fellow teachers to be in a position where they don't feel like they have to work until they're 70, especially with the different cohorts of students that are coming up. And I'm not going to say anything more about that, but if you're a teacher, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, we don't necessarily teach for the money. We enjoy helping people. We enjoy seeing people grow. And that's why most teachers become teachers. Now, what if you're in a scenario where you can give 15, 20, 25 of your great years to a set of students and then be out by 45? Or be out by 50, so you can enjoy the rest of your life with your own family, doing whatever you want to do, traveling wherever you want to travel. You're sending your kids off to college. You can go visit them more. This is how I'm moving my platform into a more blue ocean scenario, because I don't see a lot of platforms talking about how teachers can become successful and retire early. Now, if you didn't know, independent study through Dave Ramsey Solutions, teachers are the third, what is this? What am I doing? Add that to the blooper. Teachers are the third most likely profession to become millionaires. And it's because our lifestyles are pretty simple. We're not trying to be flashy. We have amazing ability to grow our wealth every year because we're on salary. As long as your teacher organization is fighting for the bare minimum of COLA increases, you're gonna be Gucci. And again, I want my brotherhood and sisterhood of teachers to have access to information that no one ever teaches them. I'm saying goodbye to saturated fat. I'm saying goodbye to my visceral fat. I'm saying goodbye to just the regular old YouTube channel that I've been doing in the past, and we're upgrading to a more teacher-centered financial literacy platform. And that's gonna do it for this episode. If you are a teacher, let me know in the comments. Are you locked in? Are you gonna be paying attention? Because I've got videos ready for you to achieve and be successful. If you are a fellow fatty like me and you have tips on how to reduce your visceral fat, beautiful recipes that have low or no saturated fat but still delicious. I'm looking for high protein, low saturated fat. Greek yogurt has been my kind of clutch food that I use, because you can throw some oats on there, you can throw some fruit on there, and then you've got your Greek yogurt as your base, high in protein, no saturated fat, delicious. Or you can go the opposite way and use it as a sour cream. So I'm throwing it on tortilla with some chicken, double the protein because of the chicken and the Greek yogurt, and I've got this deliciousness in my mouth. Pause. Share this video with a fellow teacher. Share this video with a fellow person who wants to lose weight. And until the next one, remember to smile because you are beautiful. Peace.